Hello and welcome back. Derek on Chain here with another edition of Cardano Market Updates. Let's get into it. Maestro is going to be the topic today. Maestro is going to be a fantastic topic. I love this one because when I'm out and about talking about cryptocurrency markets, especially the Cardano ecosystem, I'm often asked, how can I be early in some of these projects, right? So the difference between getting early in a project and getting kind of late to the game could be hundreds, if not thousands of % difference in price action. Meaning you get into a project in the very beginning, in the beginning phases of it, even in the testnet phase or what have you, in some cases before the token generation event, right? The TGE event, it's monumentally different. And so when I'm talking to people, they're like, wow, okay, ADA markets, I always feel like I'm late to the game. Well, today is going to be a very good video for you because we have something special in the Maestro platform that's going to help you understand how you can stay early in these projects. Okay, so let's check out the Maestro website. Here we are, Maestro, gomaestro.org. This is a wonderful team, okay? They were just at the Cardano Summit. If you're involved in the Cardano ecosystem, you're going to know some of these team founding members. They are, here we go, Marvin Burton. He is what really drew me to Maestro in the first place. He is a co-founder of the Genius Yield platform. I just did a video about their testnet. James Harper, all these people, a part of the Maestro team, are wonderful. And I've checked through all these people, and some of you might be aware of. Okay, so they got a great team. Now, what does Maestro do? They do a lot for you if you're a developer. They have a wonderful platform powering the Web3 revolution. Okay, you can start. You can log in, you can check out their website in more detail, but for you right now, what you could do immediately is go into this tab here, this marketplace, and you're going to see ISPO. Okay, we're going to click that. Now, ISPO. Here we are at the ISPO marketplace. Could we just take a second to thank Cardano, to thank Charles Hoskinson, the IOG team, the founding federated members, thank you Emergo, thank you Cardano Foundation, and everyone a part of the Cardano industry. Because what they have created is an incredible opportunity to take part in what is called an ISPO. Let me just take a 10 seconds, probably like a minute, to talk about the ISPO. So when I'm talking to people who are in the Ethereum space or Bitcoin, they have no idea what this ISPO is because it doesn't exist in those blockchains. In fact, it doesn't exist really in any blockchains out there other than the Cardano blockchain because they have revolutionized something incredible. So what is this? Thank you Cardano, right? Let's just pay some respect. Liquid non-custodial staking. That is the brilliance. Liquid non-custodial staking. What this means, because of the structure, the design of Cardano's Ouroboros network, they divide the time up in what they call epochs. And these epochs are 5-day intervals of time. And snapshots are taken every 5 days that represent and record your wallet holdings, right? I'm trying to be very simplistic with this explanation because it is quite deep and quite intense. But what I'm trying to say is that if you have ADA, Cardano, that you've bought from an exchange, and then you have smartly moved it away from the exchange into a Cardano wallet like Nami, like Lace, like Yoroi, okay, Giro wallet. You have moved it into a Cardano wallet. You can then stake your asset. So let's say you have 1,000 ADA in this wallet. If you just keep the 1,000 ADA in that wallet without staking it, then the 1,000 ADA will just stay 1,000 ADA. If you stake your 1,000 ADA in a wallet, you will begin to gain rewards through the staking mechanism. What's brilliant about this mechanism is that it's liquid non-custodial, meaning you can stake your asset to a stake pool to gain rewards, but you're not forfeiting or handing over your asset, right? So the Cardano stays right in your wallet. If you want to trade that Cardano into something else, you can do it immediately because it's liquid. And then that next snapshot happens, boop, it's going to record, excuse me, it's going to record whatever is in your wallet at that time. Okay, now how can we leverage this ISPO phenomenon? Well, if you're a developer building on the Cardano blockchain, bringing an application to the market, let it be a DEX, let it be an Oracle, let it be lending and borrowing, let it be artificial intelligence, anything, real estate project like Goki. For instance, I just talked to the founder of Goki yesterday, just talking some stuff because I'm interested in the real estate market. I have interest in the real estate markets. Gaming, metaverse, okay? All of these projects that who have discovered Cardano and choose to build on that Cardano blockchain can adopt an initial stake pool offering to raise funds for its development. Okay, so this is brilliant. If I'm Cornucopias and I'm building a game, a metaverse, a brilliant game, Cornucopias, I can do in the beginning, Cornucopias started as a catalyst proposal, and I can then raise funds with an initial stake pool offering. So what it is you can then stake your wallet to the copy. In this instance, it's not live anymore. This is well past. You can stake it to the copy stake pool and receive copy tokens later on at a future time. Okay, so there's a project that's building on the Cardano blockchain. You're taking your wallet and you're staking to that pool because you're in the know that this project is about to do an ISPO. And if you can delegate your stake to that stake pool prior to a specific snapshot, right? Prior to a specific epoch to get, because it takes 2 epochs for you to start registering to that stake pool. So for instance, the Dega protocol. This is one ISPO that I am involved in. If you needed to stake at epoch 377, you might want to move to that stake pool in epoch 375 so that there's 2 epochs ahead. Okay, Copy, for instance, Cornucopias just had an announcement through their Discord, which I highly recommend joining these Discords of these projects that you might be interested in. Maestro is one of them. They're in my Discord. It's right on this website that we're about to take a look at. Again, the Discord's right there. You just click, boop, brings you right to Discord. Just go ahead and join the team, say hi, and now you're going to hear their announcements. Okay, so you're on Discord. You hear, just like we did with Cornucopias not that long ago, in epoch 450, they put out a message. They said, hey, if you have any land plots in Cornucopias, you got any land, you got any domes, custom domes, okay, we're going to do an 18 epoch reward mechanism. So if you can put your land or your custom domes in a wallet with 250 ADA was the minimum that you have, and you get, by the way, you get no more Cornucopias if you have more ADA in it. So just 250 ADA, you put all your land and domes in this, by epic 450 for 18 epics. After the 18 epics, you can go on the Drip Drops platform and receive Kopi tokens for that delegation. So that's something that I was interested in and got involved in. And so at epic 448, I'm organizing this, and they're telling you ahead of time. And then what happens is in epic 451, I get somebody who's like, oh my God, what's up with this cornucopias staking? And it's okay, yeah, you can do it. You can do it right now, but you're going to be a little late to the game because you might not start getting validated in the rewards till epic 453. And with these ISPOs, the beginning, when you get ahead of it and you're in the first snapshot, like 450, you're in that first snapshot and you run through all the snapshots, the rewards are most in the very beginning. So right, this video is all about how do we stay ahead? How can we get ahead of a project? How can we begin involving ourselves in an ISPO in the very beginning? Okay, because the way the ISPOs work, the initial stake pool offerings work, are very different and unique. So if you just delegate to a regular stake pool operator, an SPO, okay, you're going to get ADA in return. So if we put that 1,000 ADA that we have in the wallet, we delegate it to DApp Central, let's say, right? I love DApp Central. Fareed, watched a lot of his videos. You're going to get ADA tokens in return, okay? If you're delegating to a new project that we're gonna see in Maestro, you might not get any ADA tokens in return, but what you're going to get are these tokens of this project. So it might be that you forfeit all of your tokens, right? You don't forfeit your asset. Remember, you can always trade liquid, right? That 1,000 ADA is yours to do whatever you want. But should you decide to keep the 1,000 ADA in there for this entire snapshot, right? Because every ISPO is different. You're going to then get every single epic, a snapshot takes place, and you're going to get a portion of the rewards that they're going to distribute to you. That's why I'm always saying read the white papers of these projects, because in their white paper, they're going to tell you how much of their token supply is going to be allocated for an ISPO, let's say. Okay, so I hope I didn't get us into the weeds with what the initial stake pool offerings are, but it's just too much. It's just to tell you that you can use the power of your ADA asset and actually be a part of these projects without really spending money on them, right? You're not having to take ADA and buy these later on at their token generation events or when they're listed on DEXs. But you are paying for them essentially because you're not getting that ADA in return. That's going to that project. So me and maybe thousands of other people are delegating our stake to this stake pool or this project in their ISPO, and all of the ADA rewards are going to them. It's switching to them, to that project, so that they can build their infrastructure. They can use those funds to build. And then the promise is that you are going to get an airdrop according to that wallet later on when they have the token generation event. So Meld, Sunday Swap, Dega, Smart Places. I did the first multi-token ISPO. So that involved Smart Places. That involved 4 other projects: Legidity, Hyena Dragons, Hyena, and then Drunken Dragons. Okay, and so for that ISPO, you delegate your ADA, and then all your ADA goes to these 4 projects, and you're going to get 4 of these tokens. So I've been claiming over the past 6 or 7 months now these tokens that I had delegated to. So it is a longer play where when you delegate to these initial stake pool offerings, it's going to be 6 months sometimes before you're going to see those tokens come to you. But when they do, and they come into the market, it's actually pretty interesting. Okay, all right, here we go. Back to Maestro. Because this is beautiful. Prior to Maestro, you kind of had to do it manually. You had to understand where these ISPOs are coming from manually, like by yourself, your own research, your own due diligence. And this is a tool to help you in that due diligence. So you're going to go to Marketplace, you're going to click ISPO. Okay, and we're here. And so look at this. Here, look at this. These are ISPO projects. Cardano Community Charity Coin, Matera, Coinecta, okay, Fluid tokens. You got Goki down here, like I just mentioned, Noom, CSwap, IMX. Let's look at some more projects, okay? Cardania, A-Starter, NMaker, Summon. Let's load some more. Why not, right? Look at all these. Sunday Swap, Meld, okay? And you see how it says active right here? Or completed, okay? Genius Yield, Ray Network, Genius X. You might be saying to yourself, oh man, I missed out on the Cornucopias one, or I missed out on the Genius X, or the Impaua, okay, or the Igon. And this is what I get. This is why I'm making this video, because people are like, man, wow, like, I just don't know. Well, there are still ones here that are active, okay, that you can take part in. So for instance, let's say there's a new one that just came out, like Coinecta. So they have, so you can see here, 61,221,266 ADA staked, okay? This is how much is staked into these projects, ADA, okay? And then what happens is, like, let's say you click Coinecta. Okay, boom, you can read their white paper right here, right? Look how convenient this is. You can go to their website and research their team, research the project, research their mission, see if it's something you're interested in. Here is the rewards conversion, okay? So this is how many CNCT per epic, right, that are releasing to the delegators who are staking. Okay, cross-chain IDOs. It gives a little bit of a description here, right? Here are little pictures from their website. Look at the tokenomics. Is this brilliant or what? Please look at the brilliance of this, y'all. It is amazing. You know, again, all possible because of the Cardano blockchain and the incredible power behind the difference of what this blockchain has to offer in all of crypto. And I think that's represented. It's misrepresented in the space of crypto. It's people do not understand this entirely. And it's amazing. And I think developers are starting to really understand this and move and flock to this blockchain to build upon. Here are the stake pools that are a part of this operation, okay? And so, again, you can click this delegate button here. Boom, you can click delegate. Let's see if I click delegate. Okay, and you're gonna have to connect one of these wallets to delegate to the stake pool, right? I'm not gonna do that right this very second, okay? And you can also just like look up these pools on Pool PM. So if I was interested in delegating to one of these pools, prior to doing it, you do some research and you just click on one of these pools, boop, South YROL, you're going to, and this is the ticker for it, SUTI, and here's all the information, okay? Here's all the information about this pool. You can create a watch list with a bunch of the pools. This is just to show you that you can validate the pool in real time constantly and track the pool's performance while you're staking. So as you're staking throughout the week, throughout the time you're staking, you could check on this pool to make sure everything's like up to standards. Okay, and this is amazing because you can then become part of this ISPO and receive Coinecta tokens, right? In future place. Now, what is really cool, and this is the last thing, is they have featured ISPOs, okay? They have featured ISPOs right here, Matera, Crasher, Palm. One aspect of the power of this is the fact that it brings to your attention these projects that you might not be aware of. So you're like, okay, what's Matera? What are they doing? What's Crasher? You know, what's this Palm? Why are they featuring them? And what are some of these other projects? I highly regard the Maestro team. I really have a lot of respect for the Maestro team on the highest level. So for me, it's a very positive indicator that that these are projects that are heavily vetted and validated, and by the highest standards of the Cardano Alliance. Let's say, right now. Here's the last thing. Check up this little tab here, upcoming. Okay, look at this. Now, the other day when I did this, I've been understanding Maestro for quite some time now. This is always changing. So for instance, Coinecta was just, let's go to active. Coinecta, when did it start? See, November 16th, right? That would, if you would have gotten in on that epic, you would have been able to reap the highest reward ratio from being on that at the very beginning. Okay. It's another one. Matera, when did they start? There was one, November 26th, right? November 26th. When did, there was another one that started, it was like pretty close. But I think this one's been going on for a while. Yeah, February 24th. Okay. So we have an upcoming one right here. Upcoming. This is one that is in position for you to be ahead of this game in the very beginning of it. Okay, it starts December 11th. Today's December 7th. Okay, you can get in that snapshot. DeFi, Info, RealFi, here is the categories. You can begin to delegate to the stake pool right now if you have ADA in a wallet that you might be thinking that you'd want to join this project. You can also click their white paper. So you can click their website, you can check their white paper out. Okay, and here we are at their white paper, and you can look at Zengate Global. This is an incredible project, ladies and gentlemen. I've researched them in depth. I've seen a lot of their interviews and whatnot at the last Cardano Summit in Dubai. This team is not playing around. They are in it for some serious global change in the world, and this is a project that is going to have a fantastic impact in the world at large. And so for me personally, I love to be a part of these projects that are doing something powerful for the world. And right now in real time, here is an indication, here is a message, okay, an alert out there that you can be a part of this ISPO in the early stage, in the very beginning. Okay, so do your research, check them out, right? It goes into all the rewards to be announced because this is early, okay? All of these stake pools down here, see there's none yet, they're gonna be listed. Check these guys out and see if it makes sense to you in real time, okay? If you have any questions, like for instance, if you click on one of these links and you're not feeling like you're getting an understanding, my recommendation is to join the Maestro Discord and say, hey, I'm trying to delegate to take part in the Palm token ISPO that's upcoming in a couple days. Not really seeing a delegation mechanism for this yet. What do I do to make sure I'm a part of this? And you're going to get a response from the Maestro team, okay, in the Discord, and then you're good to go. Okay, you can keep your eye on this and be a part of projects prior to the launch. Maestro also builds plug-and-play smart contracts. Maestro is doing a lot of stuff. We're just talking about something specific for you and I as users, investors, and supporters of the Cardano blockchain ecosystem. We can get some inside baseball looks at some formidable ISPOs that are currently upcoming, that are active, and who have been completed. Okay, and so I always also push the Lace wallet, because the Lace wallet is a wonderful wallet built by the Input Output Global team. It's a wallet that I see has a bright future in the Cardano Alliance. Okay, it's built by Input Output Global. There's a specific team. You can go into their website, Discord, and the whole 9 yards, okay, read their documents. and check out the Lace wallet. They acquired Nami Wallet. So Nami Wallet's one of the most popular wallets in the Cardano ecosystem, built by one individual who's been maintaining it for a while. And the IOG has acquired Nami. There's news out that Nami will integrate or plug into the Lace wallet platform, where Nami will be more of, let's say, like a beginner interface wallet, and Lace has a lot more depth and features in its capabilities. And one of the beautiful things with the Lace wallet, and what I love about it is you can hide your balances, and you can go to staking. Okay, you can click staking, and the beautiful thing about staking with the Lace wallet is that with your allocation, you could divide your staking up between multiple wallets. Like right now, I have this is delegated to the Goki stake pool, and you can see it's like 100% of my delegation is going to the Goki here. You're getting, for this, you're getting half for the Goki right now. Like I just said, I talked to the founder, Craig Immel, yesterday. They're doing cool things in the real estate market. And what you can do with Lace is find another stake pool, or 2 or 3, or some of these stake pools a part of the Maestro platform. Okay, what you could do is then delegate portions of your ADA to several different stake pools. So this is something different that these other wallets don't have the capability to do. Okay, so like Nami, for instance, I'm delegating this particular wallet to the Bloom stake pool. Okay, and then in Nami, you can actually create different wallets. And so, for instance, the Kopi, I created this one. That's that Kopi stake. I'm doing things with Wi-Fi in Kopi. There's a backup. You can create multiple wallets and stake to different projects. Okay, and then there's also Daedalus. But what's cool about Lace is that you can actually delegate your pool to different pools. Okay, see how it says I'm delegating 100%, but you can add a stake pool here. Okay, you can go over here to DApp Central, and just add that pool and delegate 50% or 20% of your delegation to the DApp Central stake pool. Okay, and so that was just kind of like a little bit of an added feature to show you that you can also utilize the Lace wallet to participate in multiple projects. Okay, that could be upcoming, that you might be a part of, that you're really interested in, that you're hopeful for being a part of. All right, so this is what we got going on. We got an opportunity to be ahead of the game in projects that, after they come into the world and after they come into the ecosystem, we then find out about them and we're all like, oh man, right? Wish I could have been a part of that. Well, let that time end for you. And so that this video could help kickstart you in the direction of being ahead of a project. Okay, because there's a lot of projects to come. There are thousands of projects building on the Cardano blockchain right now. I suspect that there's a lot more to come. I just saw that Charles was recently back in Dubai after the Cardano Summit. And there's a lot. I just saw AGI, SingularityNet. They have offices in Dubai now. There's a lot going on. I'm sure that there's a lot of investors and developers coming to the Cardano platform that are going to be taking advantage of these ISPOs, these initial stake pool offerings. And I'm sure that the best of the best some of them might be on Maestro. Okay. And outside of Maestro, you can also take this and run with it differently and do your own research and join some of these projects and learn when you can be ahead of these epics and these snapshots. Okay, so best of luck. I'm very excited to put this video out finally. I've been meaning to get the Maestro video out for you all to see the leverage and the power that platform can bring you as just a regular person, also as a developer, right, with this plug and play smart contract design that we didn't even talk about. Outside of that, enjoy Have a wonderful rest of your day or your evening, and we'll see you on the next video really soon. Thanks.